Hey guys, you're listening to the Couplings Fire Podcast.
Here's a couple of things you might need to know or maybe you just forgot.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Taylor.
We are married.
And we're both firefighters.
Join us as we talk anything and everything fire related.
We don't claim to be experts. We're just two people who love to talk fire. And everything we say are our own opinions.
Our goal is to inspire anyone listening to take the steps to better their department, however they can.
Let's get on to the episode. It'll be okay, I guess.
Sorry, I had to do the laundry. Forgot about it all week.
Forgot about your laundry all week and you finally do it.
Yep, because I don't have a wife that'll do it for me.
I don't know how to come back with that. You're a big boy, you can do your own laundry. We do our clothes separate, so that way you can do your like greasy clothes and all your work stuff, and I can do like my nice clean clothes. I don't know.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you can still can't do my clothes. You just have to do my clothes.
I got a job. I'm busy.
Listening to Clubhouse all day?
Listening to Clubhouse all day. Like 2.5 hours today. Actually, longer than that. It was 2.5 hours the second time. The first time was probably about an hour and a half. So.
Yeah, you're really busy.
Hey, I was working through all of that. I was editing pictures, okay? We had good conversations, and I just can't stop. I don't know. It's not my fault. Steve keeps pinging me into those and like, you should join this conversation, and like, well, okay, fine.
Stop giving in to peer pressure.
It's a good excuse.
To not get anything done?
I get stuff done. I got a lot of stuff done today, okay? Thank you very much.
Okay, fine.
So yeah, you're doing laundry. So, hi everybody. If you hear any sort of laundry stuff happening in the background, we think we cut most of it out, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see, especially if there's dinging that happens later when it gets done. We're in our basement today because we were going to do it in the garage. Tonight. Yes, it's night. Like, we just got done watching the weekly scrap from Firehouse Vigilance, so it is tonight. But, we were going to do this out in the garage like we usually do. But it is hot.
It's humid.
It's
not
humid.
That
it's hot.
It's humid.
What's the temperature?
95.
That's hot.
It's humid.
Both. And the humid makes it more hot. It sucks. I'm happy I have an office job on days like today.
95 ain't that bad.
So yeah, we were going to do it in the garage, but the garage has zero breeze inside, and it was so stuffy and hot, and like, we can't have fans running during this because we don't have good, like, up close microphones yet. We're just using the computer audio, so that wasn't going to work, and so we're like, where's somewhere cool that we can go record this at? So we're like, hey, we have an extra basement room we don't hardly use, so let's do that. And it's nice and cool down here. It's kind of fun, but somebody forgot to do his laundry. So we're back around to that part of the conversation. So welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Circle back around and welcome back. Anyway, what do you want to talk about tonight? What are we talking about tonight?
Oh, we're already going into this straight off? Okay.
I don't know. What else do you want to talk about?
I got nothing else.
Exactly. Let's just get into it.
Okay, well, first of all, an invitation to anyone who wants to join us on Clubhouse. Join me on Clubhouse, because Chris doesn't currently partake in Clubhouse activities. But you're not part of our club.
I hear about them all afterwards, so it's like it's basically...
No, you don't hear about all the conversation. I can't recap to you.
That's because you don't tell me.
You don't ask.
Take better notes.
Why would you take notes during it? Like, I took a couple notes on...
Why do you take notes during anything?
Well, yeah, but...
To remember things.
Yes, and I do sometimes, but like, I was just so involved in the conversation tonight. I don't know, I didn't think about it. I'm sorry.
You think you're better than notes?
Are you kidding me? Do you know me at all?
You take notes for me at least.
Like, I go into a class, a fire class or any class, like, I am usually the only one taking notes, and I take a lot of notes. So, come on.
I take notes. Not as much as you do, but I take notes.
Well, my brain doesn't remember a lot of details very often. It takes a long time for me to like review something before it sticks in my brain. So having those detailed notes, I'm able to basically relive the class over again, over and over and over again. So it's so nice because I can basically go back through my notebook of all the classes I've taken and relearn everything, and Yeah. I do take a lot of notes, though.
Yeah. You do.
I've gotten to taking a whole lot less, though, here lately because I learned more on things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of the classes you take, once you start learning more stuff about fire stuff, they usually get based around something you already know about, right? So it's then, even if you learn a lot, it's already based on stuff you know, so it's not 100% new information. So you have somewhere to go from, so that's less notes you have to take.
Yeah, so you're getting a better foundation. That's why you're taking less notes now.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Anyways.
But
yeah, I was kind of crazy. Like, there was one class I'm thinking of, I took literally like 10 notebook pages, so 5 front and back of notes. And it was full. So.
Yeah. You are getting a lot better, though. You have a much broader base, much stronger base for what everything's going on.
Yeah, but you have to start somewhere.
You do.
Okay, anyway, so Clubhouse chats.
Yeah. Clubhouse.
So,
Wait, we're talking,
Yeah, because I'm trying to invite anybody who wants to join the club. My club. Not really my club, but like our club.
Your club. So exclusive.
Our clubs on Clubhouse. I do believe you still need an invite to join. So if you guys need an invite, go ahead and give us a message or send us an email, whatever works for you guys. And I will get you on there. I believe it's for both Apple and Android now. And I'm assuming it's also in, like, whatever Google uses for a store. Because don't they still have the Pixel? Or do they run off of their own operating system? Or is it run off of Android? I don't know. So I know it's on Apple and Android. I don't know if it's on anything else. So there's that.
I don't know what Google uses.
Okay, anyway, so if you guys want to join us, we have awesome conversations on there. There have been a lot more popping up lately that are just kind of more random and like just kind of anytime during the day. But there's a staple one on Friday morning that's Breakfast with Friends that Jeremy Sanders from Helllllooooo Culture puts on. National Fire Radio has been kind of quiet lately with their Clubhouse chats. But yeah, a lot of people just kind of like start their own random ones and stuff, and those are really fun to jump in on, so hit us up. Anyways. Not sponsored, but you know.
Anyways.
Clubhouse, not a sponsor yet. No.
Yes.
Reminds me of Dude Dad. You know?
Did they say that in Dude Dad?
Yeah, because he's always like, he does different things, and there's one like where he's doing a joke on the wives and stuff like that drinking like straight out of the Coffee Mate creamer, and at the very end of the video he's like, Coffee Mate, not a channel sponsor yet, you know, and stuff, and he does that with a few other things too. It's like, oh, that's nice. Awesome.
There you go.
Clubhouse, not a sponsor yet.
Alright, so off of Clubhouse and how you I can't say waste. You're not wasting.
I'm not wasting time.
But off of Clubhouse now and onto our podcast.
Okay, yeah.
Onto our episode. What fun thing are we talking about tonight?
So, as you guys have maybe figured out, I haven't talked about it too much, but every once in a while I'll put it in there. I love color. I am a fanatic with color. I love rainbow stuff. You know, I feel like such a girly girl when I talk about this stuff. I'm not a girly girl most of the time, but when I talk about color, I feel like I am. But I'm also a photographer and designer, so there's that.
And when we talk about color, I'm colorblind apparently. So
you are colorblind. It's hilarious.
I disagree.
You don't know the difference between turquoise and teal, and you think they're backwards. I am a designer. I know these things. Just saying.
No.
We're not getting into that one.
Not going there.
Anyway, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of do a different episode, and we're going to talk about colors in the fire service. Everyone's like so excited. Yay. I can hear all the cheers now. Yeah. Taylor, you're so amazing. Color.
So we're going to see how this goes. Hopefully we don't have to scrap the whole thing. All right. Well, this is your harebrained idea, so you lead the way.
Most of these are my harebrained ideas.
Well, most of them are. You're right, but I'm like we talked about the other night. I'm kind of along for the ride. Yeah. I'm just here to make you more entertaining.
Hold on a second. I think I'm pretty entertaining. Just saying.
You have your moments. I'm probably not much better though. All right.
I've got to say, your vocal talents and range and your like everything has like gotten way better the more we do this.
I'm getting more of a radio voice, wouldn't you say?
That was awesome.
Today on Couplings Fire Podcast, we're talking about colors. Colors of the rainbow. What did we talk about on the one episode? Roy G. Biv?
Yeah, from the...
Bigor.
Bigor.
Bigor is way easier. Anyway.
For hydrant, remember your hydrants.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get into that later.
Oh, yeah. I don't even have that down.
Anyway.
I'm writing that one down on the list.
See, we're just building this as we go. This is going to be entertaining, guys. All right. So, yeah, you lead the way. This is your colors because I'm colorblind. So, lead the way. I will put in my wonderful voice when needed.
That is, I'm not going to lie, that's awesome. I don't think I've ever heard you do that voice before. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
No, I'm Batman.
All right.
Okay, anyways.
None of us are Batman.
That we know of. So I was trying to think of something. What's his butler's name?
Alfred.
Alfred, get my coat. No. Batman doesn't wear a coat, does he? No. No, he has a cape. That might keep him warm. All right, on to colors.
Honey, where's my super suit?
Where's my super suit?
See, you do that one pretty good. Anyway. Colors. Not superheroes tonight.
Not superheroes. So, helmets. We'll start with that. So although all these colors differ from department to department, we're going to talk about that a little bit, but yeah, helmets.
Helmets. This has been an interesting one because, let's see here.
Okay, I think most around the fire service, the general consensus is that for just regular firefighters, like your working guys are wearing black helmets. That's what most people say. And your captains have red helmets, and then your lieutenants either have red or yellow. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure how the order goes of things, right? Most people say company officers or captains like have red helmets, and most of their firefighters have black. It's pretty common that your chiefs are going to have white.
That's different everywhere, it looks like.
Yeah, but I feel like in the U.S. it's pretty general consensus.
I don't know. I think it's different anywhere. I guess where I was going is our first department, which is where I kind of got my color code at. All our general firefighters were red helmets. You know, and then captains and lieutenants had yellow helmets, and chief and assistant chief had white helmets, and our safety officers had orange helmets. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was normal because it was my first department and I didn't know anything. And then the first year I went to fire school, it was kind of like the same thing you experienced when you took your red helmet. You know, it was like everyone thought you were an officer. Oh, and we have blue helmets for our
EMT unless Lugert, everyone thought I was an officer with a red helmet.
Right, and it's like, what is going on? I'm not an officer. This is like my first year on the fire department. And then I realized that every department, especially in our state, and I'm sure
I think it's pretty common throughout
nationwide.
the U.S. because we heard, just today we were watching a video from Fire Department Chronicles, and they were saying how the captains or company officers or whatever had red helmets. That those are the only ones with red helmets because they were making fun of a video that showed these regular firefighters with red helmets. And it's just like, wait a second,
Yeah,
we had red helmets.
He's in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you look on like do a quick Google search and like it's different all over the place.
Yeah, but I think general consensus though is that regular firefighters have black helmets and some sort of officers have red. And usually chief officers have white. Right? Now
I think white's pretty common for chief officers.
Yes, but what's really funny at fire school this year, intro to firefighting class, there were several people in there with pure white helmets. And they were definitely new. So I'm very confused by that.
I think every department is different. Like every department kind of has. I think there's like a overall kind of like this is the idea, but I don't think there's an actual like standard that says it has to be this color.
Yeah. So tidbit for you guys. If you guys work with a department or see people at classes, read what their rank says on their helmet or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess as long as you know like the departments that you work with and stuff, it's probably not that big of a deal.
Yeah, because our past department was even different from everyone around us. Because I think we were the only ones with red. Because I think everyone else did have black.
I don't remember.
Or yellow. Some had regular firefighters as yellow too. I remember that.
It might have been whatever
they had most of.
We have in our inventory, or we had in our inventory at the time. I don't know.
No, but we specifically had red.
I know we did. You know, on that department, but like our other area ones, I don't know. Volunteering, you have a lack of budget, so you know sometimes you can't just go out and buy helmets. Sometimes you get what you get. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is the case, but
however it is, different departments and different places have different helmet rankings, helmet structure, helmet color structure rankings, whatever you would call it. I don't know.
The colors may not always mean the same thing.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, it was pretty dang cool with people thinking I was a captain though.
Had to get a bigger helmet, huh?
Yeah, almost. I still had a couple small inches left in the
clicker.
In the clicker. Had to grow a little bit for me. It helped.
Yeah, I'm not touching it.
Okay.
So there's one color.
Yeah, I know some people have different colors for their rookies in probationary versus regular firefighters too.
Yeah.
I haven't been on a department that did that, but I know places do.
Yeah. Well, Google again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't tell you where I've seen it, but they were saying orange.
Yeah.
For their probationary firefighters.
I think I've seen green. I think I've seen people do regular, like, firefighter colored helmets with different colored front plates.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, like, there's different ways you mark them or whatever, but.
Yeah. So, whole bunch of different colors there, because, you get your whites, reds, yellows, black, orange, blue, and they make even more colors because I've heard they have a camouflage fighting helmet.
I had a pink one.
Yeah,
when I first
that's not made pink though. We made it pink.
I made it pink. And before you guys go all crazy, I didn't go interior with that helmet, so it was okay. But when I first got on as a photographer, the chief said that I had to have a different color than everybody else, right? And at that point, I just had a hard hat. It looked dumb, but I just had a hard hat. I couldn't think of any color, so I picked green, and it worked for a little while. Then I think we found an old, not really retired fire helmet, but nobody was using it. We had plenty. So we grabbed that, and it really wasn't meant too much for interior work or anything, so we spray painted it hot pink. Like, hot pink. And we put fire photographer on the side and everything, and, like, it was really cool because, like, if you get a pink helmet from most of these fire companies, it's, like, the pale pink or whatever. Most people get them for, like, the cancer, the October for breast cancer and stuff. But you don't see hot pink, or at least I haven't seen hot pink. So it's like really cool having this hot pink helmet, and I still have it. But I take it to fire school and other jobs with me where I'm photographing for fire departments just because it's cool, and that way I have helmet, like, protection for my head, you know, and stuff.
Yeah, hard helmet protection, and I like it, so. Yeah. But, yeah, so there's a whole bunch of different colors, and I seen one that had, like, they had, I think it was a white helmet for, like, captains and stuff like that, but it had, like, red stripes on it.
Interesting.
For different things, and I mean, the list goes on and on, but there's just a ton of colors there.
Yeah.
So,
blue helmet, I think you probably mentioned that.
Blue helmets for, at least for
anyone who's in EMT.
Yeah, firefighter EMT, that's how, we ran back on our first department, so.
Well, in our old department, the EMTs actually ended up getting regular hard hats, and they got blue hard hats.
Yeah, our
that was a good idea.
EMT squad.
So that way they had hard hats if they ever needed it, and they were designated blue, so people knew they were EMTs. Like it was a good idea.
Yeah, since they weren't firefighters, they didn't need the actual firefighting helmet. So.
And if they would have gone with regular firefighting helmet, because they thought about it.
Yeah.
First of all, it's way heavier than what I think they realized. I don't think they would like having that on their head
For that long.
For just the type of work that they're doing, where they're not doing any actual like physical firefighting work, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Plus, we didn't want them getting mixed up with the firefighters who wore blue helmets.
Yeah.
You know, so a hard hat style with the blue worked perfect. Anyways, I think we wore that one out.
Yeah, I think we beat that one with a dead horse. I've missed a couple episodes with that.
I actually forgot about it until I was editing another episode. I'm like, you haven't said that in a while, and I didn't tell you.
I kind of forgot about it.
Oh, that horse is dead.
Well, the horse was dead a long time ago. That's why we're beating things with it. Anyway.
Well, this is just cruel at this point. If he's already been dead for that long, you're still beating it.
Moving on. What else you got down here? Trucks.
So we talked about this a little bit, very briefly, in our fun episode that we have where we just did kind of like trivia. It was our night off, basically is what it was. But different colors of trucks. So I'm partial. I love the classic red trucks, just straight red. I'm not even a big fan of the red and white. I like the red. Just saying. I've seen some red and blacks and they look sharp, but there's something about the classic that just makes me feel good. I don't know. It's so cool. But there's so many different colors out there.
There are a ton of different colors out there.
I don't know. So you have red and white and red and black, and then you have just straight black, which those look sharp. I bet they're a nightmare to keep clean. Yellow, like straight on yellow. Like I've seen like legit sunshine yellow. The green, yellow, green, whatever you want to call that color, the gross, I don't know. And I think we decided there's nothing else that's that color. Tennis balls are kind of that color.
Yeah.
I still can't think of a good nickname for that truck, but but tennis balls are that color. And you have straight white ones, you have straight green ones, like that look like Hulk kind of green. I've seen those before. I don't think I've really seen much other colors. I bet there are other ones out there, but
Pink.
There are pink ones.
Yep. They have pink fire trucks.
Like for actual firefighting or just for the cancer prevention?
No, they actually make them pink.
Oh, okay. Like I've seen them. I've seen one that travels around for breast cancer awareness, and I think they either have people sign the truck or no, they probably don't sign the truck. I don't know. They take it around different places, so I didn't know if they actually had them for firefighting.
I've seen them, actually out there for different departments.
Where in the Caribbean? That would totally fit in.
In the Caribbean, yeah.
But like where everything's like super like colorful and everything, like all these pastel fire trucks.
Yeah.
Each station has a different color of pastel. I'm like, match right in with the housing.
This is true.
It'd be cool.
Yeah. Wait.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. Do you have more to talk about on that one?
Nope.
Were you gonna go on to a different one?
I was just kind of gonna sum it up.
I have one more, but
You go for it.
an interesting thing with the colors too. So I've heard of, one place that did this or whatever. So like the different departments around the area had different colors of fire trucks, right? And it was hilarious because they drive through each other's districts often enough because the districts are laid out weird, right? So I remember hearing the story, and I can't remember who from. But somebody was driving through a different district or whatever in the fire truck and, like, made a civilian mad for some reason. I'm not sure exactly what happened. If maybe, I don't know. But so the civilian called this fire department and said, like, one of your trucks, like, either was speeding or cut me off or, like, who knows what, or did something, or was loud, or who knows what, right? And the guy's like, well, what'd the truck look like? Well, it's these colors. And he's like, that's not our truck. And she's like, what do you mean? It was in your area or whatever. It's here. And he's like, our trucks are this color, not this one you described. That's this other department's truck. It's their, it's their issue.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool because like they could, and it apparently wasn't the first time this happened, kind of thing. So it's like stuff like that. Like it's good to differentiate whose trucks are whose, and kind of keep them out of trouble, for other departments doing something, because they were interacting in each other's area enough.
Yeah.
So,
kind of the other thing with trucks, and I don't know how official or if anyone's actually done much about it, but I've also heard of them, especially departments or different stations that run a lot of like highways, road wrecks, that kind of stuff. Getting different colors of trucks to help be more visible on the road, but they also have the high vis reflectives and all that kind of stuff too. But I've
feel
heard
like
of them getting, like, some departments actually looking into getting different colors of trucks so they're more visible.
I haven't heard much of that. I've seen the reflective and the, what do they call it? The like chevron pattern or whatever that goes on the back.
The high vis chevrons.
Yeah. That's been, I don't know, I think
That is like way more common than it used to be.
Yeah, it did not used to be very common. But for fire departments that work on the interstate quite a bit, or a very super busy highway, like, that's like good to have at least, or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting. I know later on when we get into gear, I know a lot of guys have gone to different colored gear and stuff like that, just because they work a lot of highways and stuff like that, and just being more visible. So, but anywho, moving on.
So next one we have hose.
Rosa
Hose.
Oh wait, that's a different episode.
That's a different episode.
Yes, so there are obviously a whole bunch of different colors of hose out there.
Red, orange, blue, yellow, white. Those are the ones that come to mind first. Are they? Does someone make a green hose?
Yeah, they keyhole hose, keyline hose.
I don't know.
I can't remember. There's a brand out there that does make like lime green hose.
That'd be
It's
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be easy to see at night.
Yeah.
Aha.
Nah.
More things at night. We'll just keep sprinkling those in here. Pink. We need a pink fire hose. Hot
I
pink.
haven't seen pink.
Hot pink.
It wouldn't surprise me if they make it, but I have not seen it.
You don't want black because that doesn't make any sense. Or brown. That doesn't make any sense. I feel like the tan kind of fits in with like the white, and it's probably just white that went tan. You know what I mean?
I think the yellow was kind of like a faded.
Yeah, once it gets faded, or like the old yellow.
Right, yeah.
Like what we use for our little thumbnail on our podcast. That's like an old yellow that like almost turned tan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, now, that being said...
Uh-huh. Yeah. I was going to say black hose, technically you have your hard section hose, so technically you have black hose.
Yeah, the hard section is black.
If we want to get technical. Okay,
now,
so
what I want to bring up here is on a volunteer department with a very limited budget, we've noticed / seen crosslays with different colors in them.
like on the same crosslay.
Yeah.
Not like, yeah.
So like you have a 200-foot crosslay with 3 different colors in it.
Yeah. And it works if that's what you have to do.
It definitely works. I could just see some problems with it.
Yeah.
And I know we tried to avoid it on our first department.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the reason when we were inside doing an attack or training or whatever, and we needed to shut down a hose, all we had to do was look and see what color the hose was, and we tell them shut down the red hose.
Yeah.
And the pump operator knew which hose was the red one, they could shut it down because, it was the same color throughout the whole crosslay. And I want to say it happened before when we were on there that, you have one color of hose at the nozzle and they say, well, shut down the red line. Well, you get out to the truck and that red line turns into a blue line and they don't know which one to turn off,
Mm-hmm. Also,
Or
first of all, we
if they
didn't
get
mention
crossed over.
orange as a color.
Yeah, they got orange hose too.
So that comes into what you can do if you don't have 4 red hoses to make a 200-foot crosslay. You could do 2 red and 2 orange, so that way the warmer colors stay over there. And then, like, if you need a different crosslay, you could do 2 yellow and 2 white, or something. You can do blue with white or something. You know, like
Well,
if
as
you
long
have
as you
your
have-
warm colors on one side and your cold colors on the other, or you know, kind of similar colors, it makes more sense.
Either that or just the same color hose at the truck is what's on the nozzle.
That could work too, but it
That's what I always try to do if we end up with a weird, like if we had 3 of one color and we had an odd hose, I'd put, say we had 3 reds and a white, I'd put a red at the truck, a white, and then the 2 reds at the end. And that way it was just, the truck was the same as what was on the nozzle.
yeah, and I do like that. My only thing is not that it happens like ever, but what if you had a problem in the middle of the hose and you need them to shut down that line, and let's say you did 2 and 2, but it was 2 red on the outsides and 2 white on the insides. If someone didn't realize that there were 2 red on the outsides and they needed to shut the white hose down, would the person at the truck know which one to shut down?
Never know.
I don't know.
Make them
but,
all the same color, you wouldn't have that problem.
well, right.
But yeah, I mean, obviously there's lots of departments out there, limited budgets, and
Yeah,
get
but if
houses
you can keep
and
somewhat similar colors together, even if you do have to use different colors.
dark and light,
Yeah.
something, I don't know.
Someone could, being a photographer and designer here, technically red and blue are both dark. But just
Well, then
saying.
put them on the same hose line.
But
See, nobody else sees color like you do, so we're just gonna ignore you.
just gonna ignore me.
We're just gonna ignore you. So
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah, that's hoses.
Mhm.
Different colors for different cross lays. There's really not a purpose for having different colors. Just keep lines separated and know which line's which. So
Yeah.
all right. So next on the chopping block, it'd be bunker gear. They do
No.
make. Yeah. Well, I didn't see that one.
You gotta look for your.
Well, I'm going off bunker gear. We're doing bunker gear. Deal with it. Yeah, so they make bunker gear in all sorts of different colors, interior and exterior. Like the outside of the bunker gear is different than the inside of the bunker gear. You ever seen those?
What are you talking about?
Like the outer shell is like a tan or like a light brown or something like that. Like it's that weird tan.
Okay.
And then like the inside's like almost like a camo pattern.
Okay.
Like
well,
the pixel like camo pattern.
first of all, now I just want to see, like, it reminds me of like the super fancy like jackets or blazers or something where you have like a muted color on the outside, like a flash of red on the inside or something, like a red inner liner.
It wasn't near that cool.
I'm just
but
saying,
yeah,
first
that
of all-
would be pretty cool though.
I was gonna say, it reminds me of those types of jackets. Second of all, I want that to be a bunker gear standard going in the future, so that we have like sexy red on the inside of our bunker gear, and
You open your coat, it's like.
mine's gonna be just like pure yellow sunshine radiating out at everybody or something.
A silk lining.
Yeah, right. But you know what I mean? Like, it reminds me of that. Anyway, so first 2 points. Third point, no, I've never heard of that or seen it. So
They had it at fire school.
I did not apparently look close
I
enough.
think.
I didn't get close enough to a lot of the gear and
I
stuff.
think Tekken might make that.
I was too busy. I was doing my job, okay?
Oh please.
I think I went around to the vendors very, very briefly.
Well, they have it there every year, not just this year.
Every year I walk around very briefly because I'm busy
You
doing
have
a
a
job.
booth.
I don't man it.
You're so lazy. Anyway,
Anyway.
aside from that, what other colors of bunker gear do we have?
Well, what'd you mention? Tan?
Just like the tan and like the muted tan or the flat tan.
Yeah, so you got the dark tan, the light tan. I've seen bright yellow. Like bright yellow. I think everyone knows that. There used to be red. No, there's still red. People still do red, not very
The
often.
old gear is red.
But some people have the new gear in red.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I haven't seen new gear in red.
It's not very often you see it, but I've seen it. It's like a weird. It's almost like almost trying to be brown red, but it's red. Like, you can definitely tell it's red, but it's like starting to turn brown.
Probably only to you.
Yes.
Everyone else was like, that's brown.
I was just no. Everyone else would say it's red.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
It's just got that dirtiness to it where it's not like red what you think of. It's not like red like the old bunker gear red. It's like just a little dirtier than red. Anyways, and then I've seen black.
Well, black and orange. I've seen that.
Are you talking about the reflective too? Because we can get a whole other thing with the reflectives.
Well, it's like.
Because you got a few different types of orange reflectives.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna get into different types of orange.
Well, like you have like the regular, like the new orange that matches like the yellow, whatever. But then you have the old orange that's more of like a blocky, like they're like blocks of, or I don't know how it. It's hard to explain, but you know what I'm talking about.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't even. It was like my old coat, the first fire coat that I had when I was just taking pictures. That orange. I don't know.
Okay.
It'd be a nightmare to try to look it up right now,
okay.
so.
I'm
Okay,
not
anyways.
sure what we're talking about on that one.
Anyways, so we got different colors. I saw someone at fire school this year have straight brown for EMS, and it said EMS on it. And it was more of like a jumpsuit, kind of like almost wildfire fighting / like extrication gear kind of stuff. So that was like a mid to light brown. I've seen blue for that extrication work and stuff. That's kind of the
Black. I don't know if you mentioned or not.
Oh, I said black, yeah.
I don't remember you saying black.
Yeah, because you said black and orange.
Well, like black and orange together.
Wait, you've seen... What do you mean black and orange together?
I don't remember.
The orange wasn't the reflective part?
No, it's like black and like it's got like the orange like knee patches and stuff like that.
No, I don't know.
No.
Maybe I'd know it if I saw it, but I don't
We should
remember
look
it.
after your pictures of the live fire because I think someone had it at the live fire if I remember right.
Wow, there were a lot of people there.
There was. But anywho.
Anyways, so
That being said.
First of all, I have to wonder, does the black bunker gear or the darker colors get hotter than the tan? I wouldn't think so, but at the same time, it's kind of like wearing a black shirt on a hot day versus a white shirt. I wonder if it does anything, or because you're wearing that many layers, if it doesn't matter.
Well, first of all, you got to think of your gear and how it actually works.
Yes.
How it's designed to keep thermals out.
Subtle, not so subtle plug for, catching Billy Greenwood's class on surviving the insult. Okay, go on. You learn all about your gear.
So your gear is designed to keep heat out. So even though your coat's black, you still have that insulation. Now, on the other hand, your coat and your pants and everything, they weigh so much and they're so hot in the first place. I don't think you're gonna notice being out in the sun versus wearing tan gear versus wearing black gear. It's all gonna be hot. I think that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So are you really... It might be hotter just because it is black and it absorbs that heat, but I don't think it's enough you're going to notice it. I think it's just you're going to be hot no matter what.
So, wait, if it absorbs that heat, and you're right, maybe it's not enough, but it makes me wonder because the way your gear works, once it absorbs the amount of heat or whatever, it takes a long time to reset. Basically.
Yeah.
Right? So would that limit you on what your gear can take inside of a structure then? If you've been out in the sun for a while? Or will that not matter?
You're talking 100 degrees.
Yeah, but still over time, that 100 degrees keeps pressing on you. It keeps going on the gear that whole time though.
Yeah, but how much is your gear rated for?
Well, but just because it's rated for something, it doesn't mean it's rated for that for forever. It's rated for that for a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder how much it's rated at 100 degrees for. How long?
You have to do some research.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it's near enough to...
No, I don't think so either. But it's just
but-
interesting to think. I don't know what to talk about. Like, what if it does?
I think it's
like,
gonna take
minimally.
longer. I think it's gonna take longer for that to soak into your gear than it is for like the actual sun to like hurt the material. The UV rays from the sun.
No, but I'm saying it'll go past that first layer, that first thermal layer. Because once any heat gets past that first layer, it starts to break down the second layer. Like that's how it works. So if the sun has already started working on that, even if it's at a low heat, let's say, but it starts working at that, it's already broke it down more. And then you go into a structure fire, and it already has a starting point that it was already starting to get broke down from. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't think it's anything
major,
but
okay.
I know what you're saying.
I don't know, like, yeah. I thought it was interesting to talk about.
I think it holds up in theory, but I don't think it's anything to near be concerned about. But
well, I'm sure
like,
somebody else would have complained about it first.
In theory, yes, I think you're right in theory, but the consequence of it or the result of it is so little that it's not gonna matter.
Yeah. Well, if it would have been an actual problem, I bet other people would have said something by now, and it would have been a bigger issue, and people would stop making that. So it probably isn't, but it's just interesting to think about. So
there you go. Next.
So the next thing with the colors, the thing about the darker colors / black, and I bet it would work for the red too, is the dye running.
Yeah. So the few guys that I've talked to that have black gear say they absolutely love it because when the gear does get overheated, the black dye or the dye that they use to dye that gear black actually runs, like the dye itself starts to run out of the gear, the fabric, and you can see that dye running, and well, not running, but you can see where it's gotten hot before and stuff like that, and that's when you know that your gear has seen the heat.
Basically, yeah. So it's an early indicator that things are too hot, or that maybe the gear may be retired soon, or whatever, you know.
Right, yeah.
Whereas the tan gear, and even I think the yellow gear, doesn't get that visual representation for that stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It gives you a visual sign that your gear is
nearing the end of its life.
You're right. Exactly. Yeah. It's like it's seen a lot of heat. The dye in it is running. You got a weak spot right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the wear on it because of that. The heat wear on it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Just because your gear is rated for 10 years does not mean it's going to last 10 years. Just saying. It means if you keep it in almost perfect condition or whatever, or good enough condition, it can last for 10 years. But if you've seen enough heat and that breaks down before that, you might need to replace it before 10 years. So.
Yep, I agree.
Also, tidbit, I don't have to put this in here, but I heard this on Clubhouse today. I just thought about it, and it was such a good idea. So, first of all, did you know that you can buy bunker gear with replaceable knee pads?
Yes.
Okay. Second of all, if you get the ones with replaceable knee pads, I guess they're replaceable from the outside, right? Because of the way things work. One of the guys on Clubhouse was saying how in one of his knee pads, he keeps, I can't remember how many feet of rope or something in his knee pad.
Yeah.
And so he's able to pull it out in like an extra spot, an easy spot to get to do it. Have you heard of that before?
Yeah, I can't remember who was telling me that. Someone told me they keep webbing.
I mean, it was rope. I bet it was webbing, not rope. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. So.
I just thought it was so cool. I'm like, this is so cool.
But yeah, I remember hearing that.
So, oh dang, I thought I had something cool to tell you.
Yeah.
I do, but like, you know.
I forgot about it, but yeah.
Okay.
I do remember hearing that. All
right, next, you skipped this one, so I have to go back and catch it. Color coding tools.
What is the benefit of color coding tools?
The benefit of color coding tools. So, what we've seen this used for is if you want to make sure certain tools stay with certain trucks, or you want to make sure that all your tools get returned to your department at the end of the call and stuff. You color code them to different trucks. So like one will be blue, one will be green, one could be red, one could be yellow, you know, and what you do is you take, well actually you did this, Chris, on our previous department. So what, do you just use regular spray paint or how did you do this?
Yeah, we use regular spray paint, and basically every truck, the front passenger door had a square that we painted on there, a certain color. Like our ladder truck was like a lime green. So then we painted a lime green square in that door jamb. And then all the tools that we would use, like inside,
axes,
or,
Halligans, pike
even
poles,
spanner wrenches.
Yeah.
They either had a green stripe painted on like the handle or the bar of it.
Mm-hmm.
Our spanner wrenches, we actually painted them completely green.
Yeah.
Ladders, if we had green tape, we used tape on those. Stuff like that. So we knew all those tools when we found them in the yard or wherever. We knew that they went on that specific truck.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a lot better visual representation rather than trying to write it on with Sharpie or something else that could rub off or something. And
the paint will rub off over time, but it holds up pretty decently.
It holds up pretty decently because these were about, maybe 2-inch wide stripes that you're putting on these. So you could see them really easily. And it was just a nice color coding way of doing things to remember what goes on what truck and where exactly it needs to go.
Yeah.
So we started memorizing of like, all right, blue truck is this one, green truck is this one. It was easy once you got the hang of it.
Yeah, exactly. And if you do a lot of mutual aids or working with different departments and stuff like that, it's just an easy way to keep track of your tools.
Yeah, because especially if you're the only one doing the color coding, you know that anything with the stripe like that with a color on it is yours.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, if you're working a lot with other departments in the area, maybe you each department, you could have, if you don't really care which truck goes back on and you're going to check it later anyways, like you could do like one department is green and one department is blue or something.
Right, yeah.
So
just an easy way to make sure everything gets back to its proper home, whether that's a department or a truck. It's just an easy way of doing it.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the main thing on that.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, tools come in a whole bunch of different colors. Silver, yellow, black.
I got to get myself a yellow or gold
of
snagger tool. I have a red one right now.
Yeah, snagger tools.
They had like a whole neon push, and they're coming out with more green ones I saw. So I kind of hope they do a restock in yellow, because I missed out on buying the yellow, and I wish I would have bought it. There's not enough stuff that comes in yellow, let me tell you. New York Hugs come in yellow, but
yeah. Alrighty. So, where are we? Mass casualty. Quiz time.
Quiz time.
What are the colors of mass casualty?
Black is dead, or almost dead, or goner.
Next.
Next. Sorry, that one's easy. Right? It's dead or almost dead or goner, right? Basically no help.
Yeah.
They might not be dead yet, but
right.
Yeah. Green is
25%.
Green is for maybe minor or not hurt at all. So maybe some easy stuff that you can fix quickly. I'm going to say cuts and stuff that's not too bad.
Yeah, they're your walking wounded.
Okay, so
you're at 50%.
Since you said it that way, you kind of gave me a little hint. I feel like yellow is your not walking wounded that needs a little bit more help, but they're okay to they're stable, but they probably need transported somewhere or something. Either working on in the field or whatever, but they're still gonna be okay mostly, but they do need more work to them. And red is immediate. Either need to work on them or something's going to happen and you need to get them transported probably first.
100%.
Yeah?
Yes.
And I didn't actually officially know that, so there's that.
There you go. You did good.
Is there any better, official terms for things? Or?
No, just your black is deceased, red is immediate, yellow is delayed, and green is walking wounded. I'm sure there's a term for that one, but I don't remember that one. Just green's always been walking wounded. So
yeah, but I think it's important to note with the deceased that the black doesn't always mean officially deceased at this time. It's right, basically they're a goner, and it sucks to say that, but
it's part of triage too, especially mass casualty events. You don't have the time and the resources. We're getting off topic here, but you don't have the time to spend with that person to keep them alive. You have to let go of one person to save 3 people.
Yeah.
Kind of concept, and that's hard.
You gotta be careful when you talk about that though with the average citizen, because they don't understand that.
Yeah, and it sucks, but that's the world of EMS for sure. So
No, I'm happy I got 100%. I was
Yeah.
not expecting to.
no, you did good. So I'm proud of you. So, all right.
Next-
Next one.
Next one's mine to introduce. Thank you very much.
Oh,
So
hard, easy to find colors in the dark.
I can't believe you stole that from me. Harder / easier colors to find in the dark. So, let's say you're in a house and you need to find something in the dark. Or let's say it's night at on a scene at a structure fire and you're in the back of the house and you need to find a tool that's laying in the grass or
A
something.
flashlight.
Well, a flashlight helps, but we also have different colors of flashlights on flashlights. And actually, now that I think about it, the colors of flashlights are usually easy to find in the dark because those are usually yellow or bright orange. Haha.
Or green, like a lime green.
Yeah, look at lime green. So, what what are some easier and harder colors to find in the dark? So let's start with harder colors to find in the dark.
Black.
Well, duh. You're so original. Hence why they probably don't have black attack lines. They might. Someone might have them out there. Like if they work on a beach. I don't know. You know, like white sands and I don't know.
Anyway.
Or the desert. Okay, go ahead.
I don't even know.
I don't even know.
So what are good colors to find in the
We're
dark?
not done with harder colors yet.
Oh, hard colors to find
Yeah.
in the dark? Black.
Well, yeah, but I think there's others too. So I feel like blue is a hard color, just because even if you get a lighter blue, unless you get like super neon, and even if you get super neon, they're hard to find just because they don't have a lot of contrast to them. And I can equate this to we played golf one time with a blue golf ball. I think actually I played with two different colors of blue one time, not one time, but other times. One was even a brighter blue, and one was just like a regular medium blue that like we thought, oh, we'd totally still be able to find this, right? But there wasn't enough contrast, and I think I ended up losing that ball in the rough somewhere because I couldn't find it. It blended in too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, even neon blue, I'm not sure if you'd find it that well. Just because they're getting into colors. There's a lot of blue tints and a lot of different colors, actually. So since there's a lot of blue tints and a lot of different colors, you have a hard time spotting that difference then because it does end up blending in easier with whatever environment it's in. What's another hard color to find in the dark?
Anything dark?
I think red would be a hard color to find in the dark.
See, I don't think red would be that hard to find in the dark.
Really?
I don't think so.
I think it would be. I don't think it's bright enough.
So you're left with white and yellow
And
green.
like a bright green, you're talking like a neon green and like a bright orange, neon orange.
Oh yeah, and orange.
Yeah. Like your neon colors are definitely going to be better, but yeah, I think when you're staying around the orange, yellow, white, stuff that you typically find on reflective clothing, those type of colors are what you're going to be able to see easier in the dark. Even if you don't have a flashlight to them. I guess maybe that's what I'm saying. Like, so it's like you don't have a flashlight with you, and you're trying to pick up a tool or pick up something from the ground. It's going to be hard to see the black, reds, and blues, I think.
There you go.
Yeah. Any more to...
I got nothing on that one.
Moving on.
Where are we? Glow in the dark. That is not a color.
It kind of is. I would argue it kind of could be. You can have different glow-in-the-dark colors.
Yeah, but glow in the dark itself is an actual color.
It's usually like the greenish.
So it's
Whatever.
green.
But it can be pink. The Foxfire band that I had on my old helmet, on my pink helmet, it was a pink one. It was awesome. And it glowed in the dark. Glowed.
Glowed.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Words.
Yeah.
Worst part is I'm like a stickler for grammar, and I don't know that one, so whoops.
It glowed in the dark.
It glowed in the dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else glows in the dark?
Well, first of all, like a lot of the Foxfire bands and stuff like that, and stickers that they make, and like that's a brand that I really like. They make a lot of good products. It makes it so much easier to find your tools, so you don't have to worry about the reflective or like the regular colors. You know, you just gotta make sure they have sunlight to be able, or some sort of light to be able to charge them. But it's crazy how that works. I don't know. I've never looked into glow in the dark technology, so it's not really technology, is it?
I suppose it is in one form or another. But...
a lot of people put these on their air packs and things. I think it actually comes standard on most air packs.
Yeah, air packs. They have that band on them.
So I think some people put it
on the air bottles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So some people have the stickers that they put inside their masks that actually will say their name or something on their masks. That's cool. I like that. You kind of can only do that if you have like a dedicated mask, though, unless you just want that normal like universal.
Like department name.
Yeah, something like that. Or yeah.
Let's see here. What else glows in the dark? That's all I can think of.
Yeah.
Right now.
But they're super handy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought it'd be fun to add that in.
Yeah. So
Foxfire, not a sponsor yet.
Foxfire, Firefox is the internet browser.
Firefox is internet. Foxfire is the glow in the dark stuff.
Yeah. I got a door chalk from them. I wonder if that glows. It's a bright pink one. I doubt it glows.
I don't know. You could try it.
I could try it.
Stick it in front of some light and throw it in a dark room, see what happens, or put your hands for
Throw it in a dark room, can't find it. Okay, what other colors we got here? Lights. Green.
So one thing I saw that was interesting. So in the area of our first apartment, somebody had the idea of putting a light on their tanker truck, tender, whatever you want to call it, putting a light on their truck for water source, for
like a specific vehicle.
Yeah, but I was saying but for like field fires and grass fires and things. So that way, like the grass rigs know where to go back to for water, like if it ended up moving or anything like that, right? And so they'd have, the thought was the color in the area that was unused that they could use would be green. And like that was like, to me, like it was such a good idea, you know, because especially if you got your mutual aid in on it and doing it, and everyone had either like a cheapo green light that they put up, LED or something like that, or like something nice and, I don't know, a green light on the truck to be able to shine out so that grass rigs knew where the water was at all times. Like, I don't know, it was so cool to me.
Yeah, and especially at night when you have, 10 trucks out running around with lights on, it's hard to find the one that's the tanker. So if you had that different color light on all your tankers, then you know where a water source is at least.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's a really good idea. I don't know if they have one for tankers, but I think green is sometimes like an officer truck or a command station.
Yeah, but out here.
Out here, I mean, it's different.
Yeah.
But just be aware of that. Like if that's in your area, I guess that might already be reserved for something. But you can always find your own color.
Yeah, they were going to go with purple, but purple was supposed to be reserved for, like, funeral processions and stuff. But at the same time,
Purple would be really hard to see in the dark.
It would. Plus, when you mix blue and red lights, it kind of makes purple anyways. I feel like it would be very hard to see. Yeah, like, you're right. So what other color would you go with, You could try to go with the yellow or orange, but you have some fire trucks that have that on there, too.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting.
I feel like green is the only good color that makes sense. It's different.
Yeah, and you brought this next one up to me. I never thought about this, but
so I can't take credit for this.
As I say, I know you got it from a class or something. I can't remember, but
this came from Squad 5 training, specifically from Jake Hoffman at Les Lukert conference.
That's right.
From that class.
They make the LED road flares, and they basically look like a hockey puck. But what you were telling me is they had the idea, or they were doing it. I don't remember which.
I think they were doing it.
of like going into a structure fire or something like that. They put them at points of egress. Like if you had a back door, they could force that door and stick that red road flare,
Yeah.
LED road flare in there and close the door. And that way, if firemen were coming through and needed an egress point, and they seen that light sitting there, they knew there'd be a door right there or a window or something that they could egress out of.
Yeah, so first of all, is that red color that's with LED red. It's different than just like a tool red or something like that. The LED red is going to cut through quite a bit of stuff, especially if you have it on the ground like it was, you know? And especially if you could have it on just a regular setting of just all on, or you could have it oscillating or something. And so you could, even if the smoke was heavy, you could still put your head down to the ground and see where that was coming from most of the time, right? But yeah, so for like a doorway, yeah, you'd pre-force the door, close it, put that in and close it so it's already ready to go. I know another thing they were saying is if somebody was walking around and they saw, a window that would be a good point of egress or something like that, they would quickly, if they could, open up the window, drop it in, shut the window, And yeah, especially with the window, you have the risk of putting it behind like a dresser or something, or like a bed. But most of the time, those don't go all the way to the ground. So the hockey puck would go to the ground and hopefully you'd still be able to see it from under there most of the time.
Like what I was just thinking as you're saying that, like second floors or third floors, if you have a ladder against the window, it's a good egress point. It's a good way to tell them which window to go for if they're in a hurry to get out of there, hey, there's a ladder at this window, it's ready to go. Yeah,
you just have to be careful to make sure, you don't keep it open. Well, you don't keep it open to create a flow path, or you don't open it long enough.
Drop it in and be done with it, but then you have to be careful not to move a ladder and stuff like that, but definitely a good thought, like something I'd never thought of.
It was very interesting to hear about.
Yeah, and they're pretty tough. I know you can run over them and stuff like that. They're made to be LED road flares. So.
Yeah, and they said they were cheap enough that if they lost them in a fire, it was no big deal. But afterwards, they would have someone go through and try to find however many they actually put out or whatever they had.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if they had everyone have one, but they had quite a few.
Yeah.
So, you try to recover them if you can, but for some reason, if one got busted or if you did lose one, it wasn't the end of the world.
Right, yeah. They're not super expensive by any means, so I think that's a great idea, and I really do love that idea. So I had forgotten about it for a while, but yeah. So next one is, I guess it is color. LED versus conventional, and I guess you were talking about that a little bit just with those road flares, like that red LED.
It cuts through versus a regular red light. It's like if you take like a colored porch light bulb. Yeah, it does good when it's clear, but in the smoke, it's not going to do much. It's not going to cut through everything. Whereas the LED does a lot better job. Still won't get through super dense smoke by any means, but it's going to do such a better job. And like, especially like on trucks and stuff, you can definitely tell the difference between a truck that has the traditional, I don't know what you call it.
Just a conventional bulb.
Just a conventional bulb, for the light bar, versus a truck that has LEDs for the light bar. You can definitely tell a difference.
Yeah. LEDs just tend to be brighter and more intense. Like that's just kind of the nature of them.
Not gonna lie, it sucks being on the back of a grass rig if you have those LEDs on the truck, because it's very hard to see if they have those lights running. So like I would rather have the conventional lights on a grass rig, just because you do have people on the back. But for other trucks, it's nice to have the LEDs. Flashlights, handheld flashlights. LED versus conventional with that, the LED it's a lot brighter and goes a lot farther.
It does.
Is there any difference in charging for those, or not really?
Not really. Like the LED ones are gonna last. I guess I don't have the research, but from my experience, the LED lights are gonna last longer just because they're more efficient. And just with battery technology and everything changing anyway, I mean, things are gonna last longer. But I think the LEDs overall are gonna still last longer than a conventional light. But they're gonna be so much brighter, and they're gonna be able to penetrate darkness much better than just a regular conventional bulb.
Hmm.
So the intensity is going to be better. Things like that. I mean, it's kind of one of those newest and greatest things, even though they've been out forever. It's just getting everything changed over to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's definitely a difference there. Depending on what LED, obviously they make bulbs in all sorts of different colors and stuff like that. But I think for the most flashlights come in about one color, and that's just the clear white. So
Yeah. Why would you have a flashlight in a different color? Like, I could see for, like, the road directional wands and stuff like that having different colors or something, but, like, why would you have a flashlight in a different color? 99% of the time you'd want white, right?
yeah, I think that's kind of personal preference because like out at work, like most of us have just a clear white light,
Mm-hmm.
But when the LEDs first started coming to like the pin lights, they had like the daytime light, which was kind of more of a bluish,
Okay.
and like it's just kind of what you personally prefer.
Oh, so you're talking, like, the difference between, like, the like, warm light and the cold light.
Right, exactly.
Okay, I thought you were trying to get into, like, your black light or, like, your purple light or a green light.
Yeah, I mean they make different lights for automotive stuff and stuff like that.
I was gonna say, there wouldn't be
nothing
any
really based in the fire department.
I was gonna say there wouldn't be any advantage to any of those lights in the fire service, would there? As far as we know.
Not that I know of. So I mean, the only two lights that I have at work are just a regular white light and a UV light, and the UV light's for finding leaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, which I really don't feel like you need too much in the fire service. Maybe sometimes. I don't know.
You're gonna need that more as like an investigator or something like
Yeah.
that, but nothing crazy. So anyway,
Okay.
Yeah.
Last one.
Last one.
And it's kind of like out of order because I didn't add it till later. So like everything was moving to like the, from the actual colors to the glow in the dark to the lights, and now we're going back to the colors.
End on the good note of the colors.
Hold on, it's all good notes. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's all good notes. But we'll go back to the true like colors.
Colors.
So what is your last point that you want to bring back
If
up?
people were paying attention. Hydrants.
Hydrants. Bigor.
Bigor. No, but like the rainbow backwards.
How can you remember the rainbow backwards?
Because you know the rainbow forwards. Did you not do rainbows enough in preschool? Or kindergarten?
I don't care about the rainbow.
You're married to me. How do you not care about the rainbow?
Because I'm not a photographer. Roy G. Biv.
You can't just like name the color. Like you can't just see a rainbow in your head and like go like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple.
No, I can't do that.
Really?
Really, really.
Oh, okay.
That is not something I focused on in preschool. Kindergarten.
I kind of want to like do something like a test with you to like give you a bunch of like a few different colors and like say, hey, draw a rainbow and see what you do. See what order you put it in. I'm curious.
Well, I'll put it in the right order.
Are you sure?
I just have to go through it in my head.
No, I want you to do it without thinking about it like that.
Yeah, no, that ain't gonna happen. Forget about that.
Okay, anyway, so hydrants. So at the first place that I actually started paying attention to hydrants, right? The way, so different hydrants have different gallonage that they can produce, basically. It's kind of how it works.
Yeah. And not every department is set up this way, for the record.
They aren't?
No. I know a lot are, but I know there's sometimes out there that all the hydrants are the same color.
No.
So.
That sucks.
I think a lot of departments go by like color coding and stuff like that, but not everyone.
Well, I know like a lot of the new ones that the town had been putting in were the same color and should have been tested to be color coded differently.
Well, they haven't been tested yet. So.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, they haven't been color coded or anything yet. So they're just down to the basic at the very bottom, just in case, no matter what, they're at the lowest of the low. Because it's safe to be there because that's where everything needs to be. So, anywho, the lowest was red.
Which was?
I don't remember the actual gallonage. 500?
Yep. Up to 500.
Up to 500. Then you had orange. Does that go up to 750 or 1,000?
750.
750. So that means green would go up to 1,000. and black would go up to $1,250.
1,000 plus.
Oh, 1,000 plus. Well, green goes up to 1,000.
So black is anything above 1,000.
Oh, okay. So, so 1,001 plus.
Anything above 1,000.
Anyway, so that's the way it was there, but I know other departments have it color coded differently. I just haven't paid attention to other departments what they have it color coded at.
Well, we haven't needed to.
Right.
We work on our hydrant system.
So, and I didn't remember this with the town I grew up in. I didn't pay attention to this when I was going to college in Lincoln. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to this anywhere. Like,
yeah, and there's no reason to unless you're on a fire department.
Or work for the city.
Or work for the city. Yeah, which I don't work for the city, so I don't think you ever did either. So. But yeah, that's probably a big one aside from like the actual color of the trucks. That's a pretty big color in the fire service.
Yeah, which you forgot because your color coding system or your way of remembering doesn't work. So yeah, so for people out there who may be listening to this who don't know a lot about the fire service, because we do have those listeners out there who don't know a lot about the stuff in our learning. So it's important to know how many gallons per minute we can be pulling from the hydrant, because that determines how much we can actually put on the fire. So a hydrant that only gives us 500 gallons per minute means we can only give a max of 500 gallons per minute. Whereas one of the black ones that give us over 1,000 gallons per minute means we can pull double in, which means we can put that much more water on the fire if we want to. So it all gets determined by what our water source is, whether it be from a hydrant or from a drop tank of water or from a pond or whatever we're pulling from to be able to put on the fire. So. Yep.
And in very basic terms, that is a very good way of putting it.
Yeah, I know we have listeners who kind of from all walks of life that listen to this, and I feel like everything else is pretty self-explanatory with a lot of stuff, or we've gone into it enough that it makes sense. With the hydrants, I think, people who aren't that into the fire service don't know about that yet. So.
Last three colors. The good old red, white, and blue.
What?
The good old red, white, and blue. I don't know.
That's America. That's not just fire department.
That's fire department. I don't know. Anyway. Thin red line.
That was very anticlimactic.
Yeah, I know.
To this.
Well, we ended up with the rainbow of hydrants.
Yeah. Dang, I wish we would have ended with the light one. I should have put this in there before that. Well, I'm not going to reorganize it now.
No, you're not.
That's way too much work.
So, anyway, those are just a handful of our wonderful colors in this wonderful world of ours.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, Chris is starting to get tired. He's starting to fade a little bit. You can hear it in his voice. He's like, I want to be done with this.
It is like 11:08. It's past my bedtime.
Oh, come on. We've been up later than this recording.
Yeah, not on a work night, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Shut up. I'm tired. It's long, and apparently it was a hot day. I don't know.
Yeah, people can always tell when we get to the end of the podcast. We start to wind down.
Things get very chill. Anywho. So yeah, I guess I don't have a good way of ending this one. Do you?
No.
No? Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for listening to our rant on colors.
It's not a rant. I thought it was very informative.
Well,
and we had a lot of good conversations.
Okay, thanks for listening to our episode about colors that you wouldn't think would be that entertaining or even really a good subject, but there's a lot there.
There's a lot there.
There's even a nugget or two in there. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoyed it. And whatever time you're listening to this, have a good night, good day, good evening.
You used to say that so perfectly,
I
Karen.
know. I can't even remember how you said it.
Have a good night, good day, whatever time you listen to this.
There you go. See, you should start saying it.
It's not my sign off though. I don't even think I have a sign off. I want one.
Well, have a good night, good day, whatever time you're listening to us.
And
good night, people.
No, mine is, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
There you go.
See ya.
Bye. Thank you for listening to our podcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
Be sure to leave us a rating and review wherever you're listening to us.
Find us on Facebook and Instagram @CouplingsFire Podcast.
See you next time.